We're on lesson 5 of chapter 4, which is parallel and perpendicular lines. First we're going to write an equation of a parallel line. Then we're going to determine whether lines are parallel or perpendicular. Then we'll write an equation of a perpendicular line. Of the two, parallel lines are the easier ones. Parallel lines just have the same exact slope. They're just higher or lower on the y-axis than its parallel partner. Perpendicular lines are a little more complicated, but it's still not too bad. The idea when you make a line perpendicular to another one, you do a 90-degree clockwise rotation. And what that produces here, if you compare these two, you turn negative 3 over 2 into 2 over 3. You do the reciprocal, so 2 over 3 instead of 3 over 2, and then you take the opposite of it. So this was negative, so that would become positive. That would make perpendicular lines. So let's give these a try. So it says write an equation of a line that passes through negative 3 and negative 5 and is parallel to the line y equals 3x minus 1. So we need to make an equation, y equals mx plus b, slope-intercept one, where it's going to be parallel to this one. Well, we see that parallel lines need to have the same slope. So the slope needs to be 3, just like it's 3 in this equation. And now what we can do, since it has to run through this line, we could plug in these two numbers and solve for b. So negative 5, which is y, equals 3 times negative 3 plus b. So negative 5 equals negative 9 plus b. Now I would add 9 to both sides. So that would be negative 5 plus 9 would be positive 4 equals b. So if I write this equation, I would still have my y equals 3x because that needs to be parallel. And I'll do plus 4 because that's the line that would give me negative 3 and negative 5 going through it. Now we need to determine whether lines are parallel or perpendicular to each other. So that's what it says. Determine which lines, if any, are parallel or perpendicular. Remember, parallel, same slope. Perpendicular needs to be the reciprocal and then the negative of that reciprocal. So let's take a look. Y equals 5x minus 3. This one's in slope-intercept form, so we're good there. Let's see if we can turn these ones into slope-intercept form to find out if the slopes match. So here I have x plus 5y equals 2. So I subtract x from both sides. So if I rewrite this equation, I would have 5y equals negative x plus 2. Then I would divide both by 5. So that would leave me with y equals negative x over 5, or negative 1/5 x plus 2. And here's my slope-intercept equation. So let's write that up here for b so we can compare them. Then c. We have negative 10y minus 2x equals 0. We could add 2x to this side. So that would leave us with negative 10y equals positive 2x. Divide both sides by negative 10. And this will turn us into y equals 2 divided by negative 10 would be negative 1 over 5x. So what do you notice? If you remember that parallel lines are the same slope, perpendicular lines are a 90-degree rotation, so reciprocal and then negative. Let's take a look. Here I see same slope, right? 1 over negative 1 over 5th, x. That would follow the same slope. So these two would be parallel. So I'd say b and c are parallel. I also see perpendicular. Remember, 5 is the same thing as 5 over 1. And here I have 1 over 5 and also the negative of 1 over 5. So you see how that would be the reciprocal and then the negative? Flip it, then have the negative. Here I flipped it and put the negative. Same thing with that. So you would say b and c are perpendicular to a. So we have a couple things going on in these lines here. Now we need to write an equation of a line that passes through 4 and negative 5 and is perpendicular at the line y equals 2x plus 3. So first we need to determine that slope. So the perpendicular of positive 2 over 1 would be y equals negative 1 over 2 times x plus b, which is the way we can find b. So just like we did with this parallel number where we plugged in the ordered pair to find the answer for b, we can do the same thing here. We have 4 and negative 5. So negative 5 for y equals negative 1/2 times 4 plus b. So negative 5 equals, this would be negative 2 plus b. Then I could add 2 to both sides. And that would give me negative 3 equals b. So b is negative 3. So if I plug in negative 3 for b in this equation, that would be my full equation that is perpendicular to this line. As you can see, there's the negative reciprocal, and then there's the y-intercepts. The y-intercepts don't matter too much. It'll still create a perpendicular angle no matter where it crosses.